Welcome to video 2, where you're going to learn the surprising truth about what really works. Many affiliates, especially those who are new to the game, are looking for that magic bullet that's going to give them an edge, crush the competition, and of course help them close more sales. Okay, but let's cut to the chase. There's no single magic bullet that's going to get you everything you want. It's a combination of a lot of factors that will turn you into a successful affiliate. But as long as we're on the subject, there is one thing that nearly all top affiliates do, and this thing is something the bottom affiliates almost never do. What is that thing? It's testing and tracking to find out what really works with your audience. Now, if you know anything about testing and tracking at all, then you know it's all about figuring out what parts of your marketing campaign work the best, which parts need a little tweak, and which ones you should kick to the curb. In short, you're going to start analyzing the numbers, including traffic numbers and your conversion rates. I know, you probably never thought you'd have to use math and statistics out in the real world once you finished with that last class back in high school or college, but I think you'll be happy to make an exception here. And that's because testing and tracking can add a significant chunk of cash to your revenue. Consider this example here. Let's imagine that you're pulling in a 2% conversion rate with a product review you post on your blog, meaning 2 people buy for every 100 people who see your offer. Now let's suppose this is a product with a $50 commission. So when those 2 people buy, you make $100. So doing the math, you're making $100 for every 100 people who see the offer. Not bad. But imagine if you did a little testing and tracking to get more people clicking on the blog post and more people clicking on your affiliate link. How about if you doubled your conversion rate to 4%? Well, just like that, you also double your income, because now you'd be making $200 for every 100 folks who saw your promo. So you can see why testing and tracking is worth it, because it can add a whole lot more money to your revenue with really relatively little effort. All right, so as an affiliate, there are plenty of things you can test, and I'm going to go ahead and name some of them for you. You can test the parts of your lead page, such as your headline, benefit statements, call to action, and the overall design of your page to see which factors are going to get more people joining your mailing list. You can test different lead magnet products to see which freebies create a better response. You can rotate affiliate offers in your autoresponder series to see which ones produce the best results for you. Okay? You can test to see if Coke or Pepsi taste better. Just kidding. I was just testing you to see if you were paying attention here. Okay, going on, you can test the subject lines of emails you send out to your leads. Got a few more here. You can test the other parts of the email, such as your opener, the benefit statements, the call to action, and the PS. You can test your ad campaigns. For example, if you're doing pay-per-click marketing, then you'd test to see which keywords worked best. You'd test your ad headline, and you'd test the body of the ad. You can also test other advertising components, such as ad venues, graphics, and sales copy. You might test posts you make on Facebook, Twitter, or other social media to see which ones get the most clicks and results. You may even want to test things like what day of the week people are more likely to open your emails, and you can get even more granular and test different times of the day. You can also test a train that's leaving Chicago going 55 miles an hour with a 5-mile-an-hour headwind and see when it'll meet the train leaving Los Angeles whose conductor is wearing a purple hat and eating a Krispy Kreme donut. You know I'm kidding, right? I'm just seeing if you're paying attention again. All right, so you have all these things to test. And that brings us to the next question. How on earth do you test and track them? Well, what you need is a tool that does all the work for you. In many cases, you're going to find these testing tools built into the other tools you're already using. First off, if you're using a well-known third-party email service provider like GetResponse or Aweber to manage your mailing lists, then those tools have built-in analytics that will give you information about how many people are opening your emails and how many people are clicking on your links. When it comes to your landing pages, you can use a web app like Landing Page Monkey, which creates professional pages quickly, as well as gathers useful data such as impressions and your conversion rate. Certain advertising platforms also give you built-in analytics, such as Google AdWords pay-per-click advertising. This will help you sort out what keywords and ads work best. Now, if you're testing something where you're not using one of these tools, then you can use something like Google Analytics or the open source alternative at piwik.org. So let me go over a few quick guidelines before I set you loose to start testing your campaigns. First off, be sure to test just one element of your campaigns or ads at a time. There is an exception to this rule, and that's if you're using multivariate analysis. However, if the words multivariate analysis makes you feel like hyperventilating and breathing deeply into a paper bag, then we can safely assume this isn't something you want to try right now. In that case, keep it simple by testing just one element at a time. Let me explain what I mean here. The idea is that if you just test one element of your campaign while holding all the other variables the same, then you can be fairly confident that the one element you're testing is the thing that created the difference in conversion rates. Let me give you a silly example to explain this. Let's suppose you're going out on a Saturday night to look for a new friend. So you buy a new shirt, you splash on a new cologne or perfume, and you make a conscious effort to walk your very best walk. Then you go to a club you've never been to before. So suddenly, you find yourself nearly trampled by beautiful people who are looking to give you their phone numbers. You're happy, but let me ask you, why is everyone flocking to you like moths to a flame? Is it your new shirt? Is it the new cologne or perfume? Is it your fantastic walk? Is it the new club? Or maybe this is the first time you left your house in 3 months without food stuck in your front teeth. You see what I mean? You have no idea what made you so popular. If you wanted to figure it out, you'd need to systematically test each and every one of those elements separately. And it works the same way with your marketing. Let's say you want to test an email. If you change the product you're promoting and the call to action in your email, then you won't have any idea what caused the change. So this is why you just test one thing at a time. The second guideline to follow is to get about 30 to 50 actions before trying to analyze any of your data. By actions, I'm talking about people performing the specific action you want them to take, such as join a newsletter list, clicking on a link, opening an email, or maybe purchasing the product. If you want to be super geeky about it, you can whip out your abacus and crunch a few numbers to determine the exact number of actions you need to get before you can be statistically confident in your results. However, a good rule of thumb is about 30 to 50 actions. Well, I'm glad you're still with me now that we're at the end of the video, because that tells me that you're going to be taking testing and tracking seriously enough to start doing it right away. So that's exactly what I suggest that you do. If you already have an autoresponder series set up, then start rotating products into the series to see which one works best. Go ahead and fiddle around with your subject lines. Sharpen your calls to action. Same thing goes for your landing pages. Tweak those headlines. Sharpen the benefits. Create some urgency with your calls to action. So get on that right away, because I think you're really going to like what testing and tracking does for your bottom line. Okay, so now you're ready for the next video where you'll discover how to get vendors to line your pockets with cash. Yeah, you heard that right. We're going to turn things upside down and backwards a little bit and get the vendors happily sending traffic to you.